So what's the word on the ground? What's the buzz in Ohio and Texas right now? Joining us right now from Radio Talk Show Land is Sybil Wilkes from Dallas, Texas, and Kevin Keane from Cleveland. Sybil, you're smiling. I don't know what you're happy about, but maybe just being on television tonight. What is the feeling? Is this economy issue driving against Barack Obama simply because when people are nervous, they're not in a risk mood, they're not even in a generous mood? What do you think's going on?
I think that the people are in a mood for a change, and whoever they decide to go into the polling place and vote for today, that's what they're going for. And the economy is felt, the depth of it is felt here in Texas, and they're looking for somebody to make a change here, and I don't think that's going to go against either the Democratic candidates.
Okay, let me go to Kevin. Your thoughts about up in colder country?
Well, I mean, there's no question here the economy is number one. We have factory jobs that have been leaving for a long time. As far as the two candidates on the Democrat side, I don't see a whole lot of difference in their policy, and I think that most Ohioans, at least up in the northeast part of the state, I think they feel that way. And to me, Hillary Clinton, just the way that she has come across during this campaign, yeah, she's the one that people know more, but I got to tell you, my people up here on my show, Barack Obama is he's got a lot of momentum. He's like a runaway train.
Why do I get the sense that a bad economy helps Hillary? Am I wrong, Kevin?
I think probably. I think just because of perception. I think when this thing started, a lot of Ohioans anyway looked at it and they said, man, we were doing a lot better during Bill Clinton's administration. Yeah. And, I think that helped her at the beginning. She had a wide lead at the beginning of this thing. But I really believe that early on when she brought Bill into the contest more, I think it rubbed a lot of Ohioans the wrong way, especially women, because it was kind of a sign of weakness, I think. I think it was perceived that way anyway.
Let me ask Sybil, how's the kitchen sink so-called strategy of Senator Clinton the last couple of days, wherein she's going after her opponent on NAFTA and perhaps a side wink to Canada, not really being against NAFTA, going after him on his initial vote against the war in Iraq, saying that was only one speech, even being a little slow to disown the idea that he's a Muslim. Do you think all that has helped Hillary in her war against Obama?
Not according to our listeners. They get the whole kitchen sink idea, and they're picking up on all of the things that she's throwing at them to see what sticks, and that's what they're telling us, that they primarily they're not being fooled by this, and so they get what she's trying to do, and they look at it as a desperate move.
Let me ask you about the ethnic factor down in Texas. I know nothing about it except what I hear. Browns versus blacks. Is that real?
In some cases it can be. I think in southern Texas, especially in the northern part of the state, not so much. I think a lot of it is overblown, however. Yeah. I think there are some differences, but for the most part I think that it's contrived.
Let me go to Kevin on the question of generation. In every state until today when you're voting there, we've seen this generational difference. Kids generally for Obama, older people for Senator Clinton. Is that the pattern that you see and hear in Cleveland and throughout Ohio?
Absolutely. I think you can break it down even more to the women. I think that the thing that I've found amazing about the support for Barack Obama here is that women, say, under 35 maybe, a lot of people that I talk to on my show, it amazes me because you would think that women would be looking at this and saying, wow, an opportunity for a woman to be the president of the United States. But quite frankly, what I hear is, you know what, a woman, that'd be great. But the women that are under 35 are telling me, just not this woman. I don't like her much,
Well, let me go. Sybil, you're laughing. Are you laughing out of pain or happiness with that?
I'm laughing because what he's saying is what we're hearing as well. A lot of women who initially probably were for Senator Clinton have moved towards Senator Obama and are, if you will, feeling him a little bit more and probably will react that way in the voting booth today.
Do you think the press coverage has changed, Kevin, from what was perceived to be a tough approach to Hillary Clinton to something a little more hesitant? Well, how would you read the polling, the press coverage lately, down there in Texas? Up there in Cleveland for you, and then I want to go to Sybil for Texas and the reading down there.
You know what, Chris, I don't know how you've seen it, but we've been following this in the other states. We're excited to get our chance up here, and this day has been a big one for us. But when I see Hillary Clinton speak, and obviously you've lost 11 primary or caucuses in a row, I think the explanation for Barack Obama's charisma is that when he speaks, and you know this from TV, there is a passion that's there, that's real, that you can feel. And with Hillary, you get the feel of desperation, like she's trying to generate that passion, but it's not real. It's not coming across.
Well, sometimes you can be self-generating as a political person. The Clintons, by the way, have been able to deal with definitions of is in the past and have been very successful in changing the definition. Like when Bill Clinton, I thought it was so impressive, he lost the New Hampshire primary back in '92 by 8 points and declared himself the comeback kid. It works sometimes.
It is pretty pathetic.